What is going on, everybody? Yvonne here. Now, if you're planning on launching or you're currently running a Shopify store in 2025 and you're wondering what it takes to make a legit, high converting and optimized Shopify website, this guide is going to be for you. We're going to cover the 6 essentials on taking your store from meh to a moneymaker. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, the very first thing that you will need is a high converting mobile optimized theme. Let's be real, 70 to 80% of your guys' traffic is coming from smartphones. Looks like something that came out of the 90s or takes forever to load. That's bad news, because in this day and age, people don't have a lot of patience, and if it's not loading fast or doesn't look good, people just hop off. And what that means for you guys is lost revenue. So here are some of the things that a good theme should have. Number 1, it should load under 2 seconds maximum, because the longer it takes, the more impatient your customers get. Number 2, it should be fully responsive, meaning it should look good on any type of screen, because nowadays there's so many different types of screens out there. And number 3, and this is probably the most important one, is that it should be built for conversions and not for aesthetics. Don't get me wrong, aesthetics are really important. However, that's not what's putting food on the table. So what I mean by this is that your guys' theme should be telling some sort of story, and that story should bring some sort of value to the problem that the user may be having. So if you combine the aesthetics with conversions, that's where you get the magic sauce. And in my opinion, if you're looking something that's going to be completely free, Shopify's Dawn theme is going to do the trick. It's a great starting point and it's pretty clean. However, if you do have a bit of a budget to spend, I'll go ahead and opt in for motion or prestige ones, because it works amazingly for direct-to-consumer brands and it has a lot of animations built into it. Think about the theme as the foundation of your guys' house. If it shakes just a little bit, then everything breaks. Now, the second pillar that's going to be a must-have are going to be conversion boosting apps. Now, don't get me wrong, you do not need 50 different apps. However, you do need the right ones. Here are some of the ones that every store should have. So if you guys are trying to upsell or downsell, I'd highly recommend aftersell or reconvert. This can massively increase your guys' average order value and at the same time maximize your revenue. And essentially, the way it's going to look like, let's say if somebody is right after their purchase or they're checking out, it's going to say something like, hey, if you want to add this, you're going to get a 20% off on your entire order. And boom, they're going to get something at a huge discount, and it's going to be a win-win for both parties. Number 2, you need a really solid review app. Now, the one that I've seen most people use nowadays is going to be Judge.me. It looks pretty slick, and if you don't got reviews in 2025, come on, what are you doing? Now, the third type of app that's going to be a must-have is going to be anything around urgency or FOMO. Essentially, we need to have something that's going to show live activity. For example, ooh, Jessica bought 2 minutes ago, because when other people buy, that automatically builds more credibility. Look at some of your most favorite brands. A lot of them do this. This adds a ton of social proof, and it just makes your store feel active and alive. And I just wanted to double down on this one point. Keep your apps nice and light, because the more apps you have, the more it slows down your store. And the third pillar that we're going to talk about is going to be any type of email plus SMS marketing. Because look, let's be real, most people do not buy in their very first time entering your guys' website. Here's how the whole process is going to look like. First, they're going to go on your guys' website, then they're going to leave, look at a competitor, then they're going to talk to their grandma, then to their tooth fairy, then come back on your guys' website, then look at another competitor, then come back, then maybe purchase. For that entire customer journey, we need to be able to re-engage with the customer and make sure we're adding some type of value. That's where platforms like Klaviyo and Omnisend really shine, because they really specialize in the e-commerce space. Both of the platforms allow you guys to set up basic automations, and that way you don't need to do things manually every single time. And that's going to be even more true as you guys scale, because you do not want things to be slipping through the cracks. So anytime someone signs up for a newsletter, abandons their cart, or someone just purchases from you guys, make sure to build those relationships, because the better brand you have, the further your business is going to go. And especially take a look at Klaviyo, because what it's doing for SMS is going to blow your mind. It's going to help a ton when it comes to communicating with your guys' customers, when it comes to order updates or even reminders. Just make sure that you guys do not get blacklisted, and in order to avoid that, make sure to collect consent and don't oversend. Now, the fourth thing that's going to be really important here are going to be product pages that actually sell. So similar to the themes that we talked about earlier, but the product pages need to tell a story. And that's why the themes that you guys have built should work hand in hand with the product pages that you guys are building. What should a killer product page actually have? First, you need to have a catchy headline with a clear value add. If it's not solving a problem, no one's going to buy it. Step 2, you need to have clear images, videos, and product descriptions. Because if people are confused on what you're offering or the images are not good quality, kind of sounds suspicious. And the third thing that you must have is going to be any type of trust element, like the refund policy, for example. And let me explain why. Because if people see accredited badges that people actually know, or they see a good refund policy, people are not going to be as scared. Think of Amazon, for example. The reason why it's doing so well and people keep coming back to it every single time is because they have an amazing return policy. So for example, let's say somebody buys something on Amazon 5 times in a row. Hypothetically, they could return 2 of those items. However, in the long run, they're gonna keep coming back to Amazon to buy more things. So even though on those 2 items, you may lose a little bit of money, you're gonna gain a lot more in the long term. So make sure to use the exact same strategies for your guys' business. And the last couple things that you must have is gonna be some sort of an FAQ, and make sure to list your shipping times. Because if people have constant questions regarding shipping or sizes or colors, make sure to answer those. Because the more excuses people have and the more homework they have to do, the smaller chance that they're actually gonna buy. So the easier you make it for them, the higher chance that they're actually gonna convert. Now the 5th pillar that any Shopify store must have is gonna be fast and frictionless checkout experience. Because imagine this, your customer is ready to buy, they go to the checkout, and in the final round, something doesn't work. And at this point, you spend a ton of money on advertisements and product costs that you do not want to screw it up in the very last second. So before you launch your store, make sure that your checkout actually works. Go through it yourself, do a demo order, you can always refund it later, but make sure that you can actually go through it, you can collect the money, and everything works. Make sure that people can actually check out as guests, that they can use Apple Pay, and that the whole process is easy. Because the easier you make it, the higher conversions you're gonna have. Like for real, the whole checkout process should be 3 clicks max. If they're clicking on 10 different things and there are 3 different windows open, we need to reevaluate the situation. And the 6th thing that every Shopify store must have is going to be some sort of analytics. Now the good news is when it comes to analytics, Shopify already has a lot of things that are pre-built into it. Because whatever you guys don't measure is not going to get improved. At minimum, we should track our conversion rate, so actually seeing how many visitors actually buy, then our traffic sources, so where are those people actually coming from, top selling products, so what should we double down on and what should we cut short, and customer behavior, at what point in the customer's journey are people dropping off. So the tools that I highly recommend is going to be Shopify's built-in analytics and Lucky Orange. Shopify Analytics is a really good starting point because it's already pre-built into the system, and Lucky Orange can be a level above that because it can actually give us heat maps of where people are getting stuck. Those are the 6 things that every Shopify store must have. And if you guys do want to check out the platform for yourself, there is going to be a link down below in the description for a trial of the platform for just $1. And the best part about it is for the first 3 days, you actually get it completely for free, no credit card required, and after that, it's just $1. So after you guys click on the link, all we need to do to access that is type in the email right over here, press start free trial, select the password that you guys want to use, and boom, from there, answer a couple basic questions. You can also skip customized setup, and there you guys have it. You'll be ready to go. So there you go, folks. Those are going to be the 6 things that are going to be a must-have for every single Shopify store. Remember, the 2 things that we really want to address behind you guys' Shopify store is going to be your value add and the trust within your business. We want to make sure that your guys' store is selling a really crucial problem, and that your guys' content, videos, photos are able to demonstrate how we can actually solve it. And then from there, we need to have different variables that can grow the trust within your guys' business so people keep coming back to you. And don't worry, for the things that we discussed, you don't need to do them overnight. Start with what you guys have today, and you guys will improve as you go. And as I mentioned before, if you guys want to try out Shopify for yourself, there is going to be an exclusive link down below in the description. And if you guys found this video helpful or got some value out of it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this, as it tremendously helps support the channel. Till next time, peace.